Need to pull up the studio so I can see what you guys are saying. All right, we're up and going. I am here to answer any of the questions that you may have on how many coats of paint, which I've answered over and over and over again. But I wanted to keep that video separate from this video or any other videos, so that when somebody asks me a question, I go look at the products that I use. Watch that video, because I have to keep answering the same questions. What I've noticed here is I didn't get this quite sanded enough. It's thanks for the like. I don't know how you're liking it, because we got one viewer. Okay. It's kind of weird, get a like before you get a viewer, but that's okay. Let's see, we want to look here. We don't look at my belly. The belly boys. You'll be able to see that from there. That's good. This camera here needs to go this way a little bit. Okay, you got any questions? Ask away. Once again, I will say, I was asked, how many coats of clear do I put on before you start rubbing? You get 1 quart of clear. Put it all on, 1 quart. That's for the whole airplane. Half a quart for the substrate and half a quart for the top coat. This airplane has a little bit more on it because I needed to add some tail weight. But we're still at 54.5 ounces. I just moved it back by taking this muffler off that was a 1.25 ounces and putting a 2/10 tongue muffler on it. Doesn't run quite as well with a tongue muffler, but we're getting the turn back, and that's what I'm working on, getting that turn back. It needs to be nose heavy enough to come down out of the air and stop and lock, but not so nose heavy that I can't get that snap turn. Hey, Yogi. Yeah, you keep telling me I do such a great job. Thank you. I'm just trying to pass along what I know. Won't be around forever. That's 5,000. That's 3,000. We need the Windex. I happen to hit the light just right here, and I can see that I didn't get all the shinies sanded out. It's shiny there, but it's not as shiny as there. So in order, because I know that I got that flat, and that's in white. I didn't catch that. So if you got a question that was unanswered from the last video, I said that I would come right back, which I did, and I would answer all the questions. I didn't want to answer them on that video because I'm trying to get some, I don't know what you call it, but some semblance of order to my videos. So that, just 1,500, so that I can say to somebody, they want to, well, what do you use? Well, go and watch that video. That way I don't have to go through asking them again. Answering all the questions over and over and over. Yeah, no problem. For so many years, everything that was done on these models was a secret. Everybody was trying to get the advantage, you know. And I believe that that attitude was a detriment. We should have twice as many builders. Of course, I don't know. You know, when I was a kid, flight was new. Things were cool, you know. John Glenn, Chuck Yeager, they just broke the sound barrier. X-15, you know. X-1, Glamorous Glenna. That was all cool stuff. Now, the space shuttle takes off, they go, just another launch. SpaceX, who cares about Elon? Brett Buck, he works on some type of Mars rover. I'm not real interested in the Mars rover or anything, but I'm interested in how it got there. You know, I don't do model rockets, so. But when I was a kid, we were always drawing P-51s, Spitfires, P-40s, P-38s, the Black Widow, you know, those type airplanes. Now, you ask a kid about airplane, what the hell is that? You know, Reno races. I just watched that Red Baron crash. I'm surprised that guy walked away from it. Pretty hard to walk away from a crash at 400 miles an hour. Well, he didn't walk away from it. He was carried away in an ambulance, but he survived it. That's amazing. Okay, looks like I'm getting it flatter now. More sanding. Need some more though. And this will go on and on and on until it's all flat. So don't look for any exciting videos except for maybe the at the field videos. We might do something on Tuesday night at the field. But I don't stay long because I just get off work. I'm just too damn tired. I might put in 1, maybe 2 flights. I'm just basically trimming this airplane again, getting it back to the way it was. As far as turn rate, glide rate. Is even inside, outside. You know, I know that the airplane's doing 5.2. I open the needle valve up 1/8 of a turn. It should slow it down to 5.3. Because the motor sounds like it's screaming pretty good. I'm going to try that Zor propeller on there. I've been using 13.6 rev ups on Super Tiger since the 60s. So I don't see, you know, I got a Bali 13.6 and how I was told it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Wrong answer. You know, everybody's all enamored with carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, it's the coolest. It ain't. The magic of this propeller is in the wood, the beech wood. It flexes. I just wish we could find a PA-75 propeller that was wood that would work. And I suppose if I was at Ed Cabina Hobby back in the 60s and 70s with all his propellers, or even Schaefer's Hobby when he had all his propellers, we could find something that would work. But now, you know, it's hard to just keep buying stuff. You don't know if it's going to work or not. Nobody knows anything. Nobody will share anything. You can best bet if I found a prop, a wood prop, that worked on a PA-75, I would share it with you, what prop it was. That's better. That's better. We're just about there. Hopefully I don't go through. Hopefully I don't go through. This is the Zen of sanding. Okay, what do we got here on the chat? Yeah, I got 2 houses full of airplanes. Yeah, go to the hobby shop. Hobby shops were something to behold. Now they don't exist. They're online. Remember, the shine is not in the paint. It's in the elbow grease. I'm gonna can some of that stuff. We're gonna sell it. All right, it went completely flat now over here. So this should polish up real nice, just like this square here. So that was 1,500. We'll hit it with 2,000. I don't want to bust through. And just because we're sanding with 2,000 doesn't mean you can't sand through, because 2,000 I can sand right down to the wood pretty quick. I gotta do this all over this stupid thing. We got more than enough clear on it now. Twice as much clear as I normally have. Got about 6 top coats of clear, where I usually only have 4. Okay, it's flat. Now we hit it with 3,000, that's 5,000. And these pads that we buy that are $10 a piece, they don't last long. They don't last long at all. Make sure you use them wet. Don't use them dry, or else you'll load them up and you throw them out. I use Windex for this. A couple of reasons. It's got a little soap in it. It's got alcohol in it. Dries up clean. You can use warm water with a couple of drops of dishwashing liquid in it for the lube, because you don't want this paper to dig in holes, you know, because it is going to load up, and those little dingle balls that get on there are going to rub right into the. If I was to rub a scratch into this, I'd have to repaint it. We'll go on this video for an hour, and then I'll kill it. That will be 5:15, I guess. Now I'm looking here. I can see a line right there. I'm going to come back and sand that again. See if I can get that line out of it. Might just try to do it with this 3000 here. Shine is in the sand. Let's see. You want to see how an airplane's finished? Look on YouTube and see if you can find baby grand piano finisher. How it's done. Finishing furniture with lacquer. Cabinets. I couldn't even imagine if this was black. God, that'd be a pain in the ass. Woodwork has to be perfect. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Almost got that line out of there. I don't want to go any farther though, because I don't know how much clear is on there. I mean, there's quite a bit, but usually what happens is when I mix that paint, one full quart in a mason jar poured off into the half quart, both quarts filled up with thinner. That's 1 quart of paint. So you got 2 quarts, it's really 1 quart. 50% is for the substrate. 3 coats of dope on the wood. I keep going over and over and over again on this. Put the paper on. Go around. I'm going with 1 coat, brush coat over the top of the paper. Then we're switching to spray. Spray the rest of your quart, which is really a half quart, on the airplane, sanding between each coat. Put on your color coat, no more than 1/2 pint of white, and your airplane should be white now anyway, because you've already added white paint to the clear dope. 2 tablespoons of white paint to the clear dope, so your airplane is going to be pretty white. So then you spray on 1/2 pint of white dope, and that's all it'll take to look. If you hold this airplane up to the light, you can see through the wing, but you don't need any more than that, because nobody's looking at it. When it's sitting on the ground, you can't see through it. And then take your other full quart of dope, put your trim on it, take your other full quart of dope and spray it on the airplane. And that's usually 3 coats. That's all you get. So the guy asked me on the last stream, how much dope do I put on it before I start sanding? All of it. It's got all the paint on it that it's going to get, except in this case where I add an extra 1/2 quart. Blending edge of trim color to base color. So before you start sanding with the 2000, 3000, you know, spray it all on there. All that you got left. You only get 1 quart, so ever how many coats that gives you, I don't know how big your airplane is. 1 quart of clear and 1/2 pint of color will equal 6 ounce finish. This happens to be a lighter finish. It's probably a 5 ounce finish now because it added more clear dough. And I never do that, but I had to do it in this instance because of the weight balance. So it would have been a little lighter. We'd have been in the low 54 ounce range. Now we're mid 50, you know. But I'm using 80% thinner. You know, I just keep adding thinner, keep adding thinner. You can use all the thinner you want. But I was asked on the stream, you know, how we mixing the paint or whatever. Yesterday, when I mixed up that other next quart of dope, I filled it halfway full. Then I put in half of that retarder, and then I put in the rest thinner. Well, I had taken that and poured that off into John's jar and added more thinner. So, I'm shooting 80% thinner in retarder. So I really didn't add another half quart of dope. I only added another pint. And it's clear. It's the lightest color of the spectrum because there is no pigment in it. So all I can go by is the weight. It's at 54.5 now. It was 55 yesterday when we took it off the paint stand, but it's had a chance to dry out. So that extra half ounce went behind the center of gravity just as I planned, just as I had hoped to, because it balances in the right spot now. I should have never did a reverse wing over the first maneuver with this airplane after sitting on the wall for a year. This is the wrong pad. Shoot. Gotta keep my pad squared away. Slow it down, slinging it all over myself. Four watchers and 5 likes. I realize this is the most boring thing a guy could watch, but this is a program that you can ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. I'm not saying it's the right answer, it's the answer that I use. Because a lot of them top guys, we disagree on a lot of things. I believe if them top guys did more of what I did, they'd be better flyers. Because some of them guys take toilet seats and practice and practice and practice, and they make it look great. But that doesn't mean anything, because I watched their airplanes flounder. And they'll say, no, they're not. Well, I can see the lines go slack overhead, so that tells me you got no motor offset. How come? Well, you come up with some kind of crazy answer. Watch Fitzgerald do his overhead eights. He's on his knees. If he had motor offset, he'd be pulling him up. Ralph Martin, what do you... How thin are the color coats? Extremely thin. You know, how much am I thinning the paint? At least 50%, 100%. At least, but more than that, probably more. And you just spray it on until it covers you. I don't necessarily go by coats. I go by how much paint am I going to use. 1 quart of clear, 1/2 pint of color. Spray it all on. That's it. And then the trim colors, you know, they don't amount to much because they're airbrushed on. Might be a fluid ounce of paint. With this system, if you want a better finish, you got to do this. You got to sand more. You got to sand in the beginning, sand in the middle, and sand at the end. You want a super light finish. And anybody that says that I can't do a 6-ounce finish has just watched this airplane. It started at 57. It now weighs 54. It started bare wood with the engine in it and everything, 50.25. It now weighs 54. So how much does this finish weigh? That includes the paper and the fillet. And I documented it live on camera so that people know I'm not BSing. Because back in the day, how much your airplane weigh? Oh, it's 40 ounces. Put it on the scale. How much is it really? It's 50 ounces. They all used to lie by 10 ounces. Just like today, how much your airplane weigh? Oh, it's 60 ounces. How much is it really? 80. Only guy that doesn't do that is Billy. How much is his airplane? It really is that light. Trust me. I've seen it. I've held it in my hand. I don't know how he did it. That's some super good wood because the Thunderbolt is a big mama. Now, why can't we bring that up? Try the polish, I guess. It's up, but it's just not mirror up. We got that pretty good, though. When you can hold the bottle up and read the label, you know it's shiny enough. Now, they used to call it a 36-inch finish. They would hold a ruler up this way, and ever how high up you can read the ruler is how deep your finish was. If you look at the baby grand piano, it's a 36-inch finish. They're amazing. This one here is getting to be about a 10-inch finish. But when I'm done, it'll be spectacular for what it is. I mean, Let's see what the boys say. Well, the shine in the sand in the beach must be very shiny. Well, you sanded it, I guess. You guys remember the story that I tell about chrome? That's what we're trying to do here. We're chroming the airplane. Chrome finish on a bumper is 50 millionths thick. It's not very thick. It's just a covering. You go to a chrome shop and you see the bumper before it goes into the tank. It looks chrome, but there's no chrome on it. When you can't polish wood, so you gotta have some dope on it, but you surely can polish that dope and put the top coat on it and polish it. So we're trying to get this as thin as absolutely possible. And still have a nice shine. I've got some goobers here. There we go. I got it that time. The best chrome shop in the country does Snap-on tools. Snap-on Chrome is by far the best chrome in the country. The second best chrome in the country is Harley-Davidson. Both of those places are done, I believe, at the same shop in Wisconsin. It's hard chrome and very shiny, very indestructible. There we go. That came out right. I'm satisfied with that part. Now I just got to get the rest of the airplane to look like that. I'll see if somehow I can show you the shine on that. Let me do one of these numbers. Do this first. I don't have much of that other stuff left. I have to look in my closet or out in the car and see if I got any. How do I do it? I've shown that on the channel, but I card it off. I take a credit card and I just card the edge off, and it kind of rounds it over. When I pull masking tape, I pull it as soon as I can, so that it has less of an instance of leaving that hard edge, and it'll kind of flow down into the bottom. So you card it off with a credit card, and then clear over it with a lot of thinner, and it just melts it together. And then you come back and you start sanding. It's called color sanding, and you sand away until it's smooth. And you can't feel these edges. They're disappeared, and there's no. I mean, I don't have a lot of paint on this. They're buried in under the clear. Okay, we want to get a way to show you the shine. Let's see if I can hold it in a direction to show you the shine. I don't know if you can see the shine on there or not, but I can read, I can see my refrigerator in the red there. This side here needs to be done again. It's got some spots in it. No, you can't really appreciate it on camera. Let me see if I can pull this around maybe and shoot it. We'll look in that closet and see if I got any more of that Carnauba stuff. You kind of gotta hit the light just right to show you the shine. Oh, look there. Yeah, that shows the shine there. You look along here, you can see the overhead light. You see that long line in? That's the fluorescent bulbs up there. Let me see if I got any more of this Carnauba stuff. Ooh, maybe. No. Got all kind of other crap. No, 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 no. No and no. I'm bumming. Let me look over here. I would love to have some more of that Carnauba stuff. Ah, what's this? Now this is more wax and dry. Damn! I want express shine. Hell with the wax and dry. What's this? Yep, we got this. We got this stuff. Let's try this. I think this is just a compound of some type. Yeah. That ain't it. We'll try it, but I don't think that's it. I think finesse it would be better. Yeah. Yeah, finesse it's better. Yeah, we got one flat there. I need to come back with a finesse it. So, we can do that. Damn. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's check it out and see what happens here. This is a full bottle. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Let's see, we got a Carnauba here. This stuff, when you polish, you can hear the static electricity, and the more static you get out of it, the shinier it gets. Yep, that polished up nice. Had to do it twice, but we got her. Now I got to do this all over, everywhere. Let's see what he says. After taking off masking tape, color trim. There should be smooth, base, color how to do it. Thanks to the finishing guru. I don't know about that. I don't, you know. Are there guys that finish better than I do? Yeah, but they're using twice as much paint. I could bring this up another point by adding a quart of urethane to it. But might as well hang it on the wall to be finished. Because it wouldn't be 54 ounces, it would be 64 ounces or more. So, let's see how long we've been on. 44. We'll go 15 more minutes and then I'll end the stream. I'm sure you guys are probably pretty sick of watching me rub and talk and BS. We don't have many watchers anyway, so I hope I've answered your questions on painting. You know, if I don't get much participation, it's kind of hard to talk for an hour, but I do it. That flap needs to be done again. Now when you look at this flap, I don't know whether we're not on that camera yet. Let me turn to this flap. Okay, when you look at this flap here, it's shiny, but it's not mirror shiny. It's shiny, but this leading edge is mirror shiny, and that's what we want the whole airplane to look like. Mirror shiny. Same with this. It's shiny, but it's not reflective mirror shiny, and the only way to get that is to sand. And sand, and sand, and more sanding. If you took a turd and sanded it, it would polish up, but it would be a polished turd. Yeah, well, I gotta wait on these open bays for a day or two until it gets hard, because I don't want to have to go over them more than once. I can do the hardwood surfaces without a problem, but we'll wait a week or so before I start hitting the open bays. Because I've already cut the paper once, because it's soft. I cut the paper once, had a disaster, and repaired it, and you can't even tell. Basically like the rudder's going to be. We'll get that fixed up. Nobody will know except unless you watch the video. Let me look in this box here and see if I got any carnauba. I got so much stuff here. I mean, I got way too much stuff for this little room. Probably need to get a storage shed and move it over to storage. Then I wouldn't be able to find it. Need to take it back to St. Louis. Nope. No carnauba in that either. If I took it to St. Louis, then I wouldn't have it here to work with. So I'm kind of screwed. Okay, 11 minutes. Get your questions in. We got 11 minutes. I think I'll take the rest of the week off from videoing. I'm going to continue to sand. Watch TV, sand, sleep. Any questions? Come on, guys, get them in. We got 10 minutes. The only thing I hate about this is I got nobody to work on. When John and I are working together, it's no big deal to let the camera run because we've got each other to talk to. Looks like I need to do this side again too. I got this side perfect and this side okay, but it needs it again. I think I'll wait on that though until the next bone out. What'll happen with this airplane? This is May. After Brodax, I'll bring it back and I'll take 5,000 grit sandpaper only and I'll bone this whole thing out. It'll look like milk. And then I'll polish it again after Brodax, and that'll take me all the way to the nest. Providing that I don't do anything stupid like hit the ground again. You never know. This could maybe not be the airplane I fly. It could be the Tucker or the Continental or the Monado. Monado's never been to the Nats, so it flies okay. She hums right along, turns pretty good since I redid the elevators. All right, I guess I'm going to end it. Appreciate you watching. I sure hope things get better in the country. And the wackadoos understand there are only two. Quit going goofy. Targets acquired. That's all I gotta say. Targets acquired. Fair winds, tight lines. Let's go, Brandon. See ya.